this should be good. Should be going. There it is. There. Being weird, so I'm gonna refresh it. And there it is. Okay, so hello, Roller Drip. I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality who's really late on his freaking work, to say the least. So, yeah, I gotta get this done, and you're gonna be there for it. How you feel about that? Haha. So, what I'm doing here is editing the review for the Lawnmower Man. The one I've been working on for like 2 freaking months now. Well, not working on for 2 months. The first 2 weeks of that was me sitting there like, what the hell do I do? And then I was like, Lawnmower Man. So it was more like 6 weeks. I've been sitting here, like, working on the script, and I got it filmed. Then I'm like, hey, what the fuck is on with the thing here? Solar storms. What do you mean solar storms? I don't need to know that the sun's exploding. I got shit to do.
Bullet points, virtual reality just got invented. It's really cool, but it could be used for mind control somehow.
Yeah, that's the basis of the opening of the Lawnmower Man.
Tara.
Yeah, is Tara just going meowing off? Hello, Jack. Might watch the debate later, but oh, I forgot about the debate. Yeah, that when the hell's that happening again? I know what's going to happen is I'm going to see people arguing back and forth about it on Twitter. They're going to be like, whichever side they already agree on won, and the other guy was an absolute fucking train wreck. That's how it's going to be discussed on Twitter. That's how it always goes.
Okay. There you go. Go on, Tara. Go on.
Let's see. So yeah, I just gotta cut the parts I need for the overall thing here. So you lean to one side, they both suck.
Also, hey, the main VR Research Institute just so happens to be a military installation. The head of the project, Lawrence Angelo, played by Pierce Brosnan, argues with Sebastian Timms, played by Mark Brinkleson, that the military should stop pushing for military applications for this technology. Angelo just wants to make this test chip Roscoe smart.
I think that was...
Angelo just wants to make the...
Yeah, that was one where I flubbed it.
For this technology.
Cut there, and move over here. Get a little bit before that.
Angelo just wants to make the test chimp Roscoe smarter.
There we go. Now get the audio for these sections isolated. Move that over. What the? I know, you son of an ass. I changed some of the stuff around in the last update to Premiere, so I'm having to relearn stuff again. Am I doing Dr. Angelo? No, I'm. Which version am I reviewing? The director's cut. That's the one I watched.
Face it, you're already. Face it, you're.
Okay, but yeah, a lot of times I also hear people like, "Hey, you could maybe put up blooper reels," but the problem with that is blooper reels are stuff like this.
The chimp a gun. We don't need to go fell.
It just. I fail to say something, and then I immediately move on to actually saying it.
Face it, you're already giving the chimp a gun. I'm on team military here. You don't need to go full Planet of the Apes with this.
Now, it's all going to make sense in context when mixed with the movie. I swear. Oh, crap. Got wrong. There we go.
So it's on to the VR training, which looks absolutely ridiculous.
Yes. 1991, 1992? 1992. 1, 2. Now I'm trying to remember. Do a video tutorial on editing for new YouTubers? I mean, that kind of works, but, I mean, it's... the way the algorithm's working on YouTube right now, if I did that at this moment, what would happen is it would get shared out to people who have been recently looking for stuff involving video editing and also happen to already be subscribed to me, and nobody else. The YouTube algorithm is just absolutely fucked at this moment.
I mean, for 1992, it does look good. It's just, you know, there's 10 minutes of this stuff in the movie, and it cost $500,000 to make, and, well, Hellblade 2 it ain't.
I'm complaining about the graphics of old CGI again. Yes, Cronny, hello. At least have a computer, you edit on your phone? Oh, God. Yeah, yeah. I tried... I remember, like, way back in the day using Windows Movie Maker for some projects, and now I look at Windows Movie Maker, and I have no idea how the hell I ever figured out how that thing could do anything. I'm like, no, I need my timeline stuff. I need all the other things lined up. I need... Where the heck is my other window? Oh, it's over here. I need my extra little... my library stuff just kind of off to the side. It's hot as balls in Maine. How am I not dead? Well, I mean, I was outside sitting on the porch in the... Well, it's very humid today. It was extremely bright. I mowed a little bit, and I sat on the porch with my dog afterwards, drinking some hot coffee. I mean, it's... What temperature is it right now? Oh. It's behind me. 89 degrees. Okay. How... Oh, it's got rainstorm in 3 hours, you say? Oh, that's great. What direction's the wind going in? Because there's a big storm to the east of me. Crap. Wind. What direction are you going in? Okay, it's fine. The wind's blowing from the south to the northeast, so that's fine. What is my humidity? Please tell me my frickin' humidity. See more. Today's recommendations: wear shorts. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? What? Just tell me how humid it is. Heat stroke danger. Well, okay, yeah, that happens. UV index is low. We can thank the storm clouds for that. Jesus Christ. Just the heat stroke danger chart right there. Just like, by the way, go outside, you might die. Okay, there we go. So right now, temperature 83 with humidity of 94%. Drops to 81 with 95. It's gonna go back into the 90s tomorrow. In the middle of the day, with humidity 70%, dropping to... Okay, staying around 70%. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be fun. Lots of heat stroke opportunities in the coming week. It's real nice to see. Let's see. Okay. Here.
But it's realistic enough for this ape, and with his increased intelligence and violent video game training, he expertly picks the lock of his cage and knows just what to do. Get a gun, shoot everyone, and use handy-dandy keycards to find his way to the exit.
No bullshit. That is exactly what the ape did in the movie. Like, they didn't play it off as in, like, just like a video game or even acknowledge that at all. It really was like... You know, motherfuckers trained like you've just been playing a lot of Doom. Like, take gun, shoot enemy, grab keycard, use keycard on exit. They just so happen to build the facility like a video game level.
But it was all just a dream! Except that it actually wasn't, but, well, that's the transition they went for here.
I could use but it was all just a dream, except it actually wasn't, for the alert specifically for a Prime sub. What do you think? Should I clip that out and use that for the Prime sub alerts? it was all just a dream, but it actually wasn't. I wasn't thinking of doing that, but now that I see that in isolation, it's like we have, but it was all just a dream for a sub. We have, but it was all just a dream again for a resub. I could have, but it was all just a dream, but it actually wasn't for a Prime sub. Cyan Girl is passing? Oh no. Oh no. That sounds bad. That sounds like a pet on their last day. And that is always terrible. Okay.
Because the next thing you know, Dr. Angelo gets a call, and wouldn't you know it?
Let's see. Oh, you frickin'. Okay, there we go. That's right spot.
Fun fact. Also, this particular goof.
Okay, so that's not a goof. That's just I'm talking about a goof, but I saw a little break there in the audio, and I wondered if I had messed up there and flubbed my line, and I popped over. Favorite vampire movie? Trending stuff like Nosferatu. Oh, I saw Creepy and I did a riff on the original Nosferatu, if I remember right.
Fun fact, in the director's cut, he's not actually dead yet. Also, this particular goof only actually exists in the 2017 Blu-ray re-release of this movie. So that tells you which version I got.
Yeah, no, that was back when I was doing the public domain movie riffs as the Patreon reward instead of the creepypasta readings. But yeah, the reason I stopped was because too many copyright claims on all of the dang public domain riffs. Yes, public domain movies. Yes, but tons of copyright claims because of YouTube's broken system. I thought public domain means I'm legally in the clear, which is true, but it doesn't mean I'm in the clear on YouTube. It means I'm directly in the sites of copyright troll companies who will claim all the public domain stuff because there is no actual owner for them to get in a legal battle with for the fact that they claim it. So it's just but tons of YouTubers that get, mass fraud committed. It's a bit of a problem, with legality and morality and any sense at all of right and wrong. But it's Google we're talking about. Of course they don't give a fuck.
We've got a whole other scene included in the director's cut that very much expresses the chimp is still alive. As yes, he was shot, but he managed to escape and find his way to a church, where he runs into the landscaper, Job Smith, played by Jeff Fahey. He believes this to be Cyboman, his favorite. Job believes...
Yeah, I realized there when I read it that using the pronoun he meant that it wasn't quite clear if I was saying that Job believed it was Cyboman, he encountered Cyboman, or the chimp Roscoe believed he encountered Cyboman, because I was just talking about the perspective of the chimp Roscoe before using the pronoun he. So I was like, that's a little confusing. So I just redid that and just changed that line on the fly.
Played by Jeff Fahey. Job believes this to be Cyboman, his favorite comic book hero. However, the ape is ready to kick off Caesar's revolution. But Bright Eyes over here isn't the least bit threatening, so he changes his mind. But what's this? Helicopters circle above!
Select, unlink, delete video, move to new position, save every time, every single time. Got dinged for public domain music on your stream on YouTube? Yeah, Captain Trips. I remember that was... I did some videos on Fallout 4 on the gaming channel way back when, and I remember getting hit with a claim for the use of Ride of the Valkyries, because that was playing on the radio, which the reason Bethesda put it in there is because it was public fucking domain, and they could do it for free. But a copyright troll company threw that in the system, so it just... I haven't seen the movie Running Man. I reviewed the movie Running Man. That was part of the Summer of Arnold Schwarzenegger, which technically is still ongoing. If I ever review another Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, it's still part of the summer of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I could point out the absurdity of that line of thinking, but according to the movie itself, this guy is an absolute fucking idiot, so it shouldn't surprise us that he's only slightly more intelligent than your average horror movie protagonist.
I said horror movie protagonists are dumb. I just got jokes for days.
But the ape doesn't know much better yet either, so in the shed they go. Now it's time to establish the important plot points. Gotta work real quick to hammer that point home, otherwise people are gonna talk all the time about how the movie the title doesn't make a lick of sense.
Hey, Cybo Man, you can call me Lawnmower Man. Everyone else does. Get dinged for public domain songs? Yeah. I think you owe Sean Moore an apologize on his Saving Christmas review. I mean, there's been a lot of I've been hit with a lot of copyright claims over the years, and a lot of it has been absolute bullshit. And sometimes it involves semi-legit companies, and it's really annoying in that sense. Because, like I remember, like I was contacting Team YouTube on Twitter because I had such a ironclad open and shut, like, this is clearly in the wrong, and I was facing a potential copyright strike over my review of Evil Bong because the company that handles Elvira's online digital rights, they claimed that my review of Evil Bong was infringing the right for Elvira's episode on Evil Bong, which came out several years after my review of Evil Bong. So I'm like, this is clear cut, open and shut, boom. There's no way in hell I could have possibly taken something from something that did not yet exist. YouTube didn't fucking care. They were like, sorry, they own the right to that now. I'm like, no, they don't own the fucking right to the movie now. They got the license for the movie for an episode of the fucking show. The movie is still owned by Full Moon. They churn out Evil Bong sequels all the fucking time. They clearly still own Evil Bong. But YouTube was just like, meh, meh. When Elvira's company purchased the license to show Evil Bong once, they bought the whole fucking movie, and they own the rights to it now, so fuck you. Like, no, they fucking didn't! What the... So, clear cut, open and shut, like, absolute, like, here it is. Guys, I'd have to have a time machine for this claim to work. Sorry, we believe the claim still works. It's like, you're fucking serious.
They call him the Lawnmower Man because he mows lawns with a lawnmower and is a man. Shocking revelations, I know. But he lives here in the shack on the grounds of St. Anthony's Church, led by Father McKean, played by Jeremy Slate. Currently, he's annoyed that Job has failed to keep the church in order. But as Father McKean approaches Job's shed, he hears strange noises.
Oh yeah, I've read the short story of the Lawnmower Man several times. It was I read it before working on the script, after watching the movie, and I also read it again as part of that month's creepypasta readings. Just because it was, short enough, and it was creepypasta-ish enough.
Man, when I peeked through the window to see Joe playing with his monkey, I did not expect that!
Masturbation joke. I'm hilarious. Hello, Maxime. Hello, hello.
Thus, he calls the police, and naturally, the government goons learn about the call and respond to it long before the police arrive. Thus, Job's shed is surrounded by gunmen under the order of Timms, while Dr. Angelo begs him to just trank the damn animal. But that wouldn't be nearly traumatizing enough, so they open fire, blowing the ape away, pissing away the millions of dollars the ape was worth, and traumatizing the fuck out of Job to boot.
I'm just working on the, Oh, come on, you son of an ass. What the, There we go. I know that a lot of other video editors, it's pretty easy to grab the audio level right on the audio clip and move it up and down. But it seems like they've made that a lot easier in the last update to Premiere, which I don't like because I usually just like grabbing the things and moving them around like the timeline, and I don't want to mess with the audio levels all the time. That's what I have this here for, so I can be like, hey, let's get this one like, whoop, there we go. And now, whoop, there it is. Oh, look at that. Look at that. But yeah, I'm just working on the editing of the Lawnmower Man review. Son of an ass. Must be weird coming out of an ass instead of the usual way. Yeah. Da Vinci has that too. Guess it's nice, but the same, just want to move things around. Yeah, I feel like in the last update they made it easier to grab the little sound line, which is not what I'm trying to do.
Yes, Job, but you see, the key word there is was.
Yeah, that was Cybo Man. Keyword there is was.
So Dr. Angelo is. So Dr. Even Father McKean. So Dr. Angelo is down an ape, and all the higher-ups intend to do is Operation Scrubbing Bubbles. Now, even scrubbing bubbles. Hell, even Father McKean seems more concerned about what this means for the future. After all, this terrible event could mean his Lawnmower Man might, well, fucking whip the little bastard! Because nothing says penance and forgiveness quite like physical and psychological abuse.
There we go. Get that there. This over here. I gotta grab the lower end of that just to get away from the little line. Slept only 2 hours last night, so I might do a really stupid joke. Apologize in advance for everyone. Often talk to Double Decker like this, don't I? I don't have any Double Deckers in this review. I like doing Double Deckers because, especially now that I got the green screen, it's a lot easier. I used to have to do this whole masking thing and hope to God that I'm not overlapping myself at any point. It's so much easier. Like, I can actually sort of overlap myself. I played with that a bit in some reviews, the fact that I can actually overlap, and hell, if I want to, I can slap myself. I had the one where I was, oh god, what was... I can't remember what the heck it was, but there was a hug going on from one super strong character, effectively, and it just had the double-decker part where I just hugged myself and broke all the bones in my body. So it's the fact that I can overlap with the green screen. It was nice.
Oh, and as a side note, while there is more in The Lawnmower Man from the Stephen King short story The Lawnmower Man than people give it credit for, this actually isn't one of them. Strange, I know, they found the one Stephen King story without evil religious people, and the movie adaptation, not adaptation, actually includes them.
Oh, crap. Don't want to split that? Okay, there we go. I want to keep the video there. Do a green screen facepalm, no pain, but looks real. I don't think I can do one that well, because I always ended up with the little handprint.
But things are getting serious, so Pierce Brosnan whips out his chest, sips on some whiskey, and muses over the implications of the events that have transpired.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan has a thing in The Lawnmower Man for always, whenever things get serious, he just He's got to record an audio log, and he can't do that with his shirt on. Or sober.
He will not bow down to the government goons any longer! Except, when he has to for the plot to progress, but that's just a thought that counts.
Oh, it's cool watching me in it, but it's kind of weird seeing me watch myself. I mean, I had to watch myself a lot over the years. I haven't seen Job's War just yet, but I didn't know Job's War was a thing until I went to doing research for The Lawnmower Man. I'm like, ah, shit, they made a second one? I heard all about the first one, never heard about the second one. That's probably saying enough right there. But that means I have to watch it now.
Anyway, it's time for the start of the next day. Terry McKean comes down, brother of Father McKean, played by Jeffrey Lewis, to grab Job and get ready for some lawn mowing, man. Not only that, look, Job has repaired the badass power lawnmower Big Red. So he's ready for his job. And Dr. Angelo is quitting his, telling Timms he can't work in these conditions. Really? I mean, people just usually, use it for porn.
It's talking about the life-changing applications of virtual reality. Really? People usually just, use it for porn.
Tim's reasons with him, like, look, your motivations for quitting are nice and all, but we still got like 2 hours of movie left, so tell you what, you quit now, and when you're ready to get the plot moving again, the evil military government secret science experiments will be right here waiting for you. Anywho, Terry and Job gotta get some gas for the mowers, giving us a chance to introduce Jake Simpson, played by John Laughlin. He's a clear antagonist for this tale, smoking by the gas pumps and laughing in Job's face when he says that Cybo Man came to see him the other day. Speaking of Cyberman, though, Dr. Angelo is taking his break from VR by dicking around in VR, much to the chagrin of his wife, Caroline, played by Colleen Coffey.
I messed up the name.
Played by Colleen Coffey. Chagrin of his wife, Caroline, played by...
Okay. That's a close shave there, but I should be able to make it work together. Most of the previous ones were large enough gaps, but here I'm kind of in the middle of something, so I gotta make sure it goes smooth.
Wife, Caroline, played by Colleen Coffey.
Okay, that's smooth enough. I don't have to add an extra fade or anything. There was no weird cut there. Good.
Well, it's not her fault you never bothered to implement a pause button.
Yeah, it's just bad game design right there. Just bad game design. But don't I don't know. I also got the kitty right here. She's just enjoying the warmth of the editing computer now. Fortunately, that means she's nicely resting over here and not licking my hand as I'm trying to edit.
She's upset that he forgot that he promised to take her to the city. But he's like, yeah, I really don't feel like it. That involves people and talking and ugh.
I could really identify with Pierce Brosnan's character there, Dr. Angelo, being like, fuck it. I want to stay home and play VR.
And as far as I can tell throughout the movie, her changes involve her location.
It's like, going through a lot of changes right now. This is after his chimp died, he lost his job, there's all this new stuff going on with the VR, and she's just there like, I'm going through some changes too, but you're too caught up in your stuff to even notice, and there's nothing that happens with her.
Because she decides to just say fuck it and leave. Temporarily in the director's cut, but permanently in the theatrical version. Either way, she's going to the city without him. Right after we introduce the rest of the gang. Job is outside mowing the grass, allowing us to establish he is good friends with the neighbor kid, Peter Parkett, played by Austin O'Brien, and on friendly terms with the kid's mother, Carla, played by Rosalie Mayeux. But they both live in fear of the abusive alcoholic father, Harold, played by Ray Likens.
Da, da. Oh yeah, I laugh at my own jokes all the time. I'm pathetic. I'm a loser and a half. I'm there with I make a joke with Polter, and then she just looks at me, and then I just start laughing, and I'm like, I'm funny. She's like, no. Well, I don't make jokes that I don't think are funny. I mean, I've made jokes in the past that I'm like, that joke sucks. But at the time, I thought it was funny.
And hey, we finally got something from the original Stephen King story. Harold Parkett was kind of the protagonist of The Lawnmower Man, and considerably less of an asshole in the original.
Very true. He wasn't exactly depicted as like a happy kind of person, but he is just a fucking nightmare, abusive asshole drunk in the movie. Like, that's it. That's his entire character. He's introduced driving home, like hitting his son's bike with his car, and being pissed off at his son for leaving his bike where if he would actually look where he's driving, like he'd know it's right there. Then it starts grabbing his son, thrashing him around, like, oh, I'm gonna kick your ass again. Get that bitch to get me another beer. I drove home drunk while I was at it. Like, he's like, okay, Harold, Jesus.
Either way, it's time for ours and line. Either way, it's time for Dr. Angelo to ask the real questions.
Oh, yeah, that part. Catch you a little off guard into the 2024s.
Well, dropping more hard R's than Linus in the 90s.
Can I actually, if I get to that point in editing, when I'm going to the clips of the movie itself, can I actually have that like play, or is that against TOS on Twitch? Forgot the VR issue, those weird exercise hoop spin things. Oh, oh god, they have this. I mean, I get the concept in The Lawnmower Man of like, hey, you're like in this thing, you can freely move, but it's not really free movement. You're just kind of in a gyroscope, and it's. I'm still like, it's not how it works.
But more importantly, how is Dr. Angelo to continue his work without his chimp? A human subject would be best, but where is he supposed to find a human who is about as good as a smart chimp? Of course, the landscaper. He is about as bright as a member of the great ape family.
Just rewatched Judge Dredd review and I don't like Rob Schneider. Well, it's not that I don't like Rob Schneider like so much. It's just Rob Schneider for a while was just in like a huge slew of movies, and that was like in the middle, sort of in the middle of the like. Was it in that point in time actually, or I don't know. But it was like there were a whole bunch of Rob Schneider movies, which weren't bad movies, but there were a lot, and there was kind of a similar theme going on, and I feel like Rob Schneider was he was clearly there as the comic relief, which is a good choice for comic relief, but there's a delicate balance to be made with comic relief in any movie, and it has to be fitting. And Rob Schneider was in so many things, I could not look at Rob Schneider as anything but Rob Schneider, and it's just Rob Schneider hanging around in the Judge Dredd universe, kind of like Sylvester Stallone hanging around in the Judge Dredd universe, because he had to take the helmet off, so he wasn't Judge Dredd anymore.
Wasting no time, Dr.
He was, but he was still more Sylvester Stallone.
Angelo scoops Job up and takes him inside to some of those handy-dandy chimp intelligence test games, which Job struggles at, to say the least. But after enough of this... Ah, you fucking fucker.
Yeah, my phone just decided to freeze on me and throw my script, and like I had to close thing, reopen it, and then try and scroll down, and then it was being an absolute pain the whole time as I'm there's how long does that go on for? Yeah, it's like 40 seconds of me fucking with my phone trying to get my script back up.
Oh, you fucking fucker, come on.
Yeah, there we go. That's the snort of frustration.
I just throw his ass right into a ridiculous virtual reality race with hypothetical instruction.
Asian kids are princes. One becomes a great fighter. The other a surfnet. Ah, jeez. Was it surfnet? Wait. Surf Ninjas with Rob Schneider.
Perhaps not too surprising, Job can't figure out what the hell is going on here, and as such fails miserably. But no reason to let that bother you too much when Dr. Angelo has just the thing to help.
What if I told you I had some games that could help make you smarter?
It's a hell of a way to wean the guy onto Mavis Beacon teaches typing. Dr. Angelo has to sell Job on the idea of intelligence, saying that if he were smarter, people couldn't take advantage of him. As if people who believe themselves too sharp to be tricked aren't the easiest to deceive. For instance, to keep this project secret, Dr. Angelo convinces Father McKean that he's going to be taking Job inside for hours and hours because Job is helping to remodel his house. Now, of course, the first step to getting anywhere with edutainment is to shoot up some drugs. Ah, sorry, must have been a scream of comfort.
Hey, Leslie. Oh, Leslie Nielsen. Yeah, the Surf Ninjas. Leslie Nielsen, bad guy. Did I watch that? I want to say I watched that. I think I watched that with Creepy. Yeah. I watched that with Creepy in Japan, but I think that was one of the reviews that never actually got posted. We made like 3 or 4 more reviews for Creepy's channel while in Japan. Surf Ninjas was one of them.
Now to complete expanding his mind, Job is strapped into the Val Index and Dr. Angelo blasts his eyeballs with incomprehensible gibberish. Which might not make any sense in terms of something that would actually help make him smarter, but it's a lot more entertaining than watching 4 hours of Dr. Angelo struggling to tell Job, "Ri is for Ringo."
It's just a little bit of Japanese. Ri is for Ringo. Just, well, is for is English, obviously. But Ri is Ri, and Ringo is Apple. And that was just part of my kanji study when I was just barely starting out and I was learning the hiragana, katakana. And it was one of the things is like you go through the flashcards. Go through the flashcards on kanji study, and the. Oh, that's reborn, you son of a bitch. Whatever happened to Ringo? They put Ringo with apple. Because it's Ringo. Ringo. Apple. But the example they gave for Ri was Ribbon. Ribbon.
So as the weeks go on, so do the treatments. Dr. Angelo upping the drugs in intensity to maximize Job's intellectual development, which results in him having a seizure. But hey, you want to make an omelet, you gotta put a few brains on drugs.
Oh yeah, Adobe Premiere Pro. I got Adobe for the green screen when I started going green screen because Cyberlink Power Director down here, the green screen is. Wait, the green screen you can have one, but it is rough. It is rough. It does not work very well. Adobe, of course, you can have it, but then, of course, in order to get it to be cleaned up and work right, you gotta use Adobe After Effects, because in Premiere, the chroma key, while it's nice and smooth, it wants a very specific color entirely to cut out. So you have to take... Adobe does have software that can take a range of a certain color, but that software is After Effects. So I can take that, chroma key that out, and then replace it with another solid chroma key to then put into Premiere. But if I want to process an After Effects video and have it not be an AVI file that takes up 500 fucking terabytes, I need Adobe Media Encoder. So I'm already like 3 fucking things deep into Adobe at that point, and it's like, well, you could just get Creative Cloud and have access to all our software suites. It's like, oh, that's such a great fucking deal, huh? Instead of you just making one piece of software that works right. Ugh.
Yeah, don't slow down now. Just get... Don't slow down now. Just hit the nitrous to get past that pesky blind turn.
That reminds me, I should see about playing some Forza. I was really enjoying Forza when it came out, and I haven't sat down and played it in a long time.
But things are just going too good to stop now. Job is reading, driving, and most importantly of all, kicking ass and taking names in video games.
The ultimate indicator of genius.
Get it? Because games and levels, it's like Mario. Well, I'll let myself out. So what's level 2? Why, this secret military research facility hidden in the mountains, of course. Just gotta convince Tim's over there.
No, after this, I'm not going to be doing the sequel just yet. I got to get started on the Summer of Child's Play. Or Summer of Chucky.
Now, we ran the RTX cards to the maximum, but I'm sorry, I don't have any military-grade server blades hidden away in my garage. To your knowledge. Even better, Dr. Angelo wants to get publishable results without the higher-ups hearing about it. Therefore, getting the military-grade benefits without the military-grade expectations. It's win-win! So Timms agrees to help on this win! So Timms agrees to keep this on the down low, and Dr. Angelo takes Job for a trip to the mountains.
Here we go. Whew. Oh, broke neck. Oh, broke it again. We're good. I'm out of water. Dang it. I always get so thirsty when I edit. Yeah, I should have got some ramen.
I'm not gonna put you in a cage. I'm not gonna put you in a cage, Job. But I am probably gonna kill you. Who cares about military this and acceptable losses that when you got full body virtual reality with cyber suits and brain wires that link to something, it's as the kids say, immersive.
This does remind me, though. I do have technically the ability to have an even bigger. Like, I could throw my Quest on my head, pop in virtual desktop, and edit on giant screens in outer space. Weirdly enough, virtual desktop wants me to have as many monitors as I can have a multi-monitor setup in virtual desktop, but in order to do that, I need as many physical monitors as I have virtual monitors. But I know, like, with augmented reality or mixed reality, as they're calling it now, you can just kind of have extra added monitors floating around. But then I'm just looking at my regular monitor through the cameras, which isn't as good as looking at the regular monitor with my regular eyes. Oh, well, okay, it's a bit better than looking at it with my regular eyes, but it's not as good as looking at it with my glasses. Oh
yeah, we've heard this all before, Todd. Oh yeah, we've heard this all before, Todd Howard. So they strap him in, and Dr. Angelo blasts bits of brilliance into his brain. This results in a whole lot of spinning around and Joe becoming smarter, which is the natural effect that any of us which has the natural... which smarter. The natural effect that any of us cerebrally gifted individuals can attest to.
Okay, that and that. Unlink, delete, move, and save.
It makes him incredibly sexy with It makes him incredibly sexy with women just throwing themselves at him. Any day now.
Yes, there's my problem. I'm actually really dumb. That's the key. That's the kicker. Ooh. I keep breaking my fingers. Ah, yes, the dumb thing. That'll do it. Oh, crap. Cut the wrong spot. Why is it not? That the snap-on timeline turned off again. It's something. It's the S key. When I accidentally hit the S key, it
This would be Marnie Burke, played by Jenny. This would be Marnie Burke, played by Jenny Wright. There's a character backstory here. She had a husband, he died, she's wealthy but unfulfilled. Point is, now she's boning the landscaper. That's swell, but you know what Job really likes? Educational CD-ROM technology. Dr. Angelo is like, hey, Job, use the floaty mouse and the Tiger R-Zone to play these discs. I'll be back in a few hours to see how you're doing.
I remember in the 90s, like, CD-ROMs were, like, seen as, like, amazing, which, to be fair, floppy disks, well, they don't have a lot of space. Like, let me check real quick. How much can a floppy disk hold? There we go. Oh, yeah. Floppy disks, also known as diskettes or floppies, can store between 100 kilobytes and 1.44 megabytes of data, depending on the type of disk. Yeah. So, in the late 80s to early 90s, you had CDs taken off, compact discs. Laserdisc technology existed since the 70s already, at least. 1978, yeah. But laserdiscs were fucking huge. And they didn't hold. How much does a laserdisc hold? How much data can a laserdisc hold? 1984, 3.2 gigs. Interesting that it's, I guess the compression must have been ass, because I remember, like, Laserdisc movies. They existed, Laserdisc players and Laserdisc movies existed. But Laserdisc movies were spread over several Laserdiscs. Yeah, 60 to 64 minutes per side. Or 30 to 36 minutes per side on CAV. Oy. Like, that's... Yeah, it's not great. But yeah, compact discs would hold, CDs would hold 500 megabytes. Which, yeah, that's not all that much today by a wide margin, but compared to the 1.5-ish, less than 1.5 megabytes at best of a floppy disk, 500 megabytes on a CD, and it being very cheap to make, and it's smaller, easier to handle. It was all kinds of like, hey, here is a technology, we can use it widely, and the amount of data that we can store has increased exponentially. There was sort of a CD renaissance in the 90s where CDs were kind of seen as like amazing new technology, and anything on a CD was therefore better. Yeah, music was on CDs, of course, but there were educational CD-ROMs that were just it was just taking educational audiobooks that were like educational cassettes and just putting it on a CD. They already existed, they weren't very good already, but somehow putting them on the CD made them magical. And you just... that it was going to be a wave of the future for learning, I swear.
He found the fast forward button. He found the fast forward button.
Remember listening to music on a CD player? Relics of the past. Yeah.
Job even shows Dr. Angelo that yes, he did retain all that information. According to Job, this technology that transformed his mind on a whole other Job, this technology. Job even shows Dr. Angelo that yes, he did retain all that information. According to Job, this technology that transformed his mind is on a whole other level, making slower information absorption like books obsolete. Nothing left to do but have a celebratory joyride with Peter and take him down to the diner for burgers and fries.
That reminds me a bit of the Doctor Disrespect drama going on, because it's gone, like, we covered that a little bit on Live and Wired, but man, more and more has come out since then, and it's like, where it's like, okay, so yeah, maybe I did message a minor, but I swear that it was nothing going on. It was the kind of the EDP defense. It's like, I swear, it really was just going to get some cupcakes. And then it moved on to, well, yeah, I did know they were a minor. Yeah, I did. You're like, well, maybe I did kinda, sorta send them some dick pics at some point. That's just, this kind of thing can happen to anybody. But they were 17. It's not like they were 13 or something. I'm not a weirdo. Like, okay.
Okay, so smart people don't like comic books and are incredibly attracted to the opposite sex. Am I getting that right? But when Job tells Peter he's giving his old comic collection to the lad, suddenly, Job has a terrible... Suddenly, Job has terrible brain pain, and even worse.
Okay, Tara, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pop your face. You're like, what the hell is wrong with you? I was napping, and suddenly, boom.
Job has...
There's a little bit of a obvious cut there. So let me just go in and do a little bit of default transition.
Suddenly, Job has terrible...
Yeah, that softened it up a bit. Just a audio fade, one to the other.
He can hear people's thoughts! Okay, so it's magic brain power. That explains everything.
Would that be a good title card? Would that be a good title card image? I feel like that could be a very nice title card image.
Therefore, the best course of action is to leave Peter behind and drive off so that he can check in with his doctor. Ah, come on, Caroline. You've known this man how long and you're still thinking things like probably?
That's gonna be funny in context. Trust me. Okay, that's gonna be. There'll be a real gut buster.
Dr. Angelo's like, wow, psychic powers, that's amazing. Probably the result of your accelerated learning. On that note, how about more accelerated learning? Timms, however, certainly notices that Job is becoming incredibly smart, incredibly fast, and as such, betrays Dr. Angelo's trust and reports this information to the director, played by Dean Norris. Unsurprisingly, he's like, neat, maybe shoot him up with the desire to murder drug, see what that does.
Oh god, the characters are just so incredibly stupid.
Okay, so is Okay, so is Job getting smarter, or is it that everyone else in the world is getting incredibly stupid?
It's incredibly stupid. Incredibly stupid. Incredibly stupid.
So Timms doesn't tell Angelo, but instead secretly swaps the drugs. And let's hope no one in the lab can tell the difference between the blue smart drug and the red murder drug. But he also changes the VR program to kill mode, which Dr. Angelo somehow doesn't notice, at least until Job starts having a seizure and they have to unplug. Still, he doesn't catch on, figuring that it was just that he was pushing the poor kid too much. That's it. No more VR until he figures this out.
Like a Shado porno? Not yet. Still working on that.
Which you'd think would mean that he'd look into it, realize that instead of learning EXE, it's set to homicidaltendencies.gov, but no, he never quite picks up on that.
Absolute genius, that Dr. Angelo. Absolute just.
Joe feels he's just scared of the progress he's made, that it's gone beyond what Dr. Angelo can understand. That's not important right now anyway. Look! We've reached that weird-ass VR bonkin' scene! Job tells Maureen that he can read her thoughts, and he knows about her freaky fantasies, and can make them all come true. Then, he just waltzes her into that top-secret, high-security military virtual reality research facility hidden in the mountains because of this... Because if the... Because of this... Because if the security actually existed for this scene, then it wouldn't happen. Strapping her into the suit, they proceed to film the most expensive sex scene known to man.
Oh, these are just Razer headphones. They've been through the ringer, but like they are very comfortable. That's why I have worn them out so much. I really need some new ones. But yeah, wired Razer headphones. They came with cat ears originally, but I never used those cat ears, and then Poulter sent the cat ears to a friend of hers, so we don't got the cat ears anymore. But well, we got cat ears. We got cat ears right here. Okay, let's see.
Facility hidden in the mountains because if the...
There we go. Nice smooth transition.
Which also doubles as the least arousing.
There we go. Alright. How much more? 15 minutes of raw footage left to go through. No, cut the wrong place.
And potentially the weirdest, as their VR fornicative frolic results in them becoming one being, a strange human dragonfly thing, before Job tosses her ass into a planet of goo, turns into a hideous monster, and vomits CGI effects all over her face. The experience effectively destroys her mind. Yeah, but based on his relationship with his wife, I'm pretty sure he never tested the suits this way.
There, make sure I got the cat ears. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, Tara, cute. Tara, cute. But she need a new bow. Her bow's getting all worn out. I need new headphones. She needs a new bow. It's never ending.
So the state of things right now, Job can mow lawns with his frickin' mind, and Marnie can just kind of lay there and giggle.
I just mowed the lawn with my frickin' mind.
You played a bunch of video games. You played a bunch of video games while on drugs. Far as I'm You played a bunch of video games while on drugs. Far as I can tell, if you want to balance that out, you're going to need to get yourself some pizza.
Man, I could go for some pizza. I'm playing a lot of video games. Man, I could go for some pizza.
So Job wants to find it, but not so. So Job wants to find out, but not so fast. For Tim's is like, hey, Dr. Angelo, guess what? We're going to present your work to the board tomorrow. He's like, can't do it, not ready, which might be persuasive, if not for the fact that Tim's witnesses Job lifting a chair off the ground with nothing but the power of several barely visible strings. But how is this even possible?
Hey, I never did personally try Chicago-style pizza, Cronny. I mean, I can go get Pizza Hut deep dish, but we all know that's not the same fucking thing. Like I've had Pizza Hut and Domino's deep dish. It's just slightly greasier pizza. That's it.
It's magic. I don't gotta explain shit.
I've seen, hell, just a single picture of a Chicago pizza is enough to let you know there's something there. There's something there. There's a pizza slice challenge, and there's a one giant slice. Think you could polish that off? Oh yeah, there was a one. I remember there's a burger place in Pennsylvania that had a giant burger thing, and if you ate the whole burger, they would. How old is Tara? Man, I don't quite know, because she was a stray. And when I got her, I was like, oh, look at her. She's like 8 months old. Because she was about the size of an 8-month-old cat. The problem is she never got any bigger. So I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. I have no idea how old this cat is. But that was in September of 2012. So she's gotta be at least 14, 15, 12, 13. I'm sorry, Tara, I don't know. It's not right to talk about a lady's age. Sorry. But yeah, the burger place in Pennsylvania had a large burger as one of the things, and it was just order the burger. If you finish it, you'll get a Polaroid of yourself with a plushy burger put on the wall of people who finished the burger. Now, there were plenty of people on that wall. I think I got on that wall twice. This is the amount of times I went to that place, because I'm like, give me the giant burger, and then I ate it. But it was a Pennsylvania giant burger place, so the giant burger wasn't really giant. It was, I mean, compared to any normal size burger, it was much larger. Like, it wouldn't be like, this is a triple Whopper. It's a lot bigger than that, but it was still just like a big burger. So I was like, it's gone. There it is. Friend tried an eating challenge, failed it, and asks to buy the winner's shirt anyway. Well, it's I mean, famous Texas steak challenge, tried why not 96 ounces. Dear God. I don't think I could do that. Yeah, I mean, the biggest steaks I eat are usually like 2-pounders. So that's 32 ounces. And after that, I'm like, I shouldn't have eaten that much. And that's 3 times as much. So that's 6 fucking pounds of steak. Ooh, I couldn't do it.
So now Job has reached a terrifying stage. Smarter than Dr. Angelo and more ruthless, trying to push into his mind, telling him that they must continue the treatments. Well, that's nothing a good old-fashioned shirtless audio journal session can't fix. Have a smoke for good measure. We'll get the whiskey later.
Pierce Brosnan, just when things get serious, the shirt comes off. It's just the rule. It's in his contract. I don't know if it is or not, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, superpowers kicking off, evil genius roaming around, but now we got that meeting tomorrow. That's important.
Oh, the character's logic, I swear. He had a massive steak and 2 bowls of cut-up corn on the cob with a tray full of chips and salad. Oh, I love a good salad, like a really good salad. Like a salad doesn't really fill me up, and when I would go to a buffet, like if I go to Golden Corral, the first thing I do is bring back a plate of a big salad, just because it's really nice to have a salad and not have to worry about leftover lettuce that you didn't finish going bad. Get some blue cheese dressing on that. Have a really good salad, and then I finish off the salad, and then I go back, and then I'll like fried chicken, fried chicken, fried chicken, fried chicken. Just go to town on that.
Also, when he arrives, the board's like, so how are the new tests for the batch 5 on the human subject? Which catches Dr. Angelo off guard, and Timms clarifies, yeah, I agreed to shoot him up with the psycho killer drugs. Wow, a reasonable response from the protagonist after the side characters ignore obvious red flags to get the plot moving.
As that's where Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Angelo, this is like, you idiot, you goddamn idiot! He gets up and starts just screaming at him. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You have any idea what you've done? Did a wing challenge, got your picture taken, and was supposed to have a discount for life. Got sick as hell, missed work, came back a week later, and they were out of business. Oh. Oh. Probably didn't quite cook the wings right. Got some. Probably weren't the only one getting sick there, Cronny. That sucks. That really sucks. I've had food poisoning before. I'm pretty sure it was from the sushi at the Chinese buffet. That's what I had shortly before I had food poisoning. And, well, probably the fact that I was having, like, a raw food at a buffet that is based on an adjacent Asian culture. There's a lot of red flags. A lot of red flags right there.
After raving about how absolutely ridiculous it is for the military to decide, hey, our super genius with mind powers, let's give him a strong desire for murder. Sure, that'll work out great. Dr. Angelo decides to say fuck it and leave, but not fast enough, for Job has no intention of slowing down. And either he's colorblind or still illiterate because he takes the 5 red vials of kill juice and shoots them right up. You know what that means? He gets his cyber suit and goes forth to get cyber revenge on all those who have wronged him. First, Father McKeem.
Hello, Thick Black Daddy. I unfortunately do not have a 96-ounce steak. What part of the cow would you... Is it like a whole... Like what... I'm gonna have to frickin' find this out. Let's see, 96-ounce... Is it just like really thick, or is it really the big round steak 96er? Oh, low. Great outdoor steak special, make John Candy proud. John Candy, yeah. Okay. Okay, so that's the top view. How thickums we talking here? That looks pretty thickum. That's the shoulder bone. That's like the arm. That goes like neck, chest, arm coming out that way. That. Am I getting that right? Do I understand this right? Or am I thinking wrong? Is this like his ass? And that's the hip. Probably ass and hip. We can just get some cow ass right here. Alright. Alright. Eat that booty like groceries. Yes, it is. $80. Honestly, not a bad price. Meat to weight ratio. Steak these days. Wait, can I actually just straight up buy it and have it sent to me? Like, what is it? There's a 50-ouncer for $50. But you see, if you're gonna do this, you gotta do. I'm just wondering, like, is my cooktop big enough to cook it? Like, what are the dimensions of this thing? I need to know what I can do to it. I still gotta cook it some. Ooh, what if like my Pulta's uncle has a whole bunch of stuff. Like, he's the guy that got the freeze-dried stuff. He's also got, like, vacuum sealing and such at his place. Could we make this sous vide? What if we, like, just set it up, like, vacuum seal it, put it in the heated water at the certain temperature for a long time until it cooks through. Then we can just take it out, slap and sear it on each side, and boom, there we go, sous vide 96er. Turduckens are great. Man, I'd play that except it get this flagged on the YouTube stream. God damn it. God damn it. That is a huge tom right there. That is a huge tom. I prefer my turkeys around like the 13, 14 pound mark. So I can brine them easier and roast them up. That's fine for the amount of people I'm feeding. Especially since there's a lot of people coming. There's always a lot more food. Like, we're not just eating only on my turkey. So I don't have to make an enormous bird for everybody.
And I know it's not a huge insight in 2024 to say, hey, you know, those visual effects from 1992 kind of suck. But man, they saved the worst for last.
For some reason, the big epic climax has absolute ass for its visual effects. When things start getting really serious is when suddenly it looks just trash.
After the priest gets adobe'd, Job sets his sights on Jake, Job, and his lawnmower.
I gotta show you what I mean by adobe'd. Where is he? Where is he? Yeah, here. There's where he is on fire, burning. It's see this not entirely the most convincing effect, I have to say. It's just could have been better. Could have been better. How am I doing current effects? Could have been better, but I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of having days go by where it's like, well, the whole day's gone and now it's time to stream, so you better get some gaming out. And I was like, but I need to do my fucking editing. It's like, okay, I got it. Stream some editing. There we go. There we go.
Job. Totally intentionally. A perfect opportunity for the movie to remind us it's called The Lawnmower Man, and yes, that is totally intentionally.
Thank you, Prophet Carnifex. Thank you. I'm hoping to get this done sooner rather than later, because I really want to get started on the summer special.
And the Lawnmower Man uses his psychic powers to bind Jake in gas pumps before mowing his mind, smoothing his brain.
And I'm hoping to get more videos out faster, because it's like that. It's mainly just been YouTube fucking with my mind, and it's a bad combination of recent algorithmic changes and YouTube just being YouTube and me being me. My own mental state plays a lot into it.
Which is about the closest the movie gets to the Stephen King image of the lawnmower man ravenously eating the lawn clippings as he follows the lawnmower. We just got this 1990... What's about the closest the movie gets to the original description of the lawnmower man ravenously eating the lawn clippings as he follows the lawnmower? We just get this Windows 95 screensaver forever stuck in Jake's head.
There we go. Am I ever going on Kick? The idea of going on Kick just reminds me so much of, like, hey everyone, let's go to Dailymotion. Hey everyone, let's go to VidMe. Hello, hey everyone, let's head over to like BitChute, and things never really pick up, and I'm just like, much as I hate YouTube, I'm kind of stuck there. And Twitch, I don't hate. Like, yeah, Twitch has its problems, but compared to YouTube, it's a party every day at Twitch.
Yeah, that's Stephen King's story. Time to actually have a couple scenes that do legitimately represent things that happen in the story. Job heads to the Parkette residence and psychically... Job heads to the Parkette residence and psychically puts Carla and little Peter to sleep. No, that's not something that happened in the original short story, but this is...
Okay, gotta add the... This is gonna...
Job heads...
Yeah, there's a harsh cut there, so smooth that out. Smooth that... Come on, let me grab the edge of this. Oh, I can only be on that pixel one. Okay, there we go.
The story. Job heads to the...
There we go, smoothed out. Streaming on Twitch playing Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I was enjoying playing Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I never really did play Dead by Daylight. It could be fun. It could be fun. But I really want to max my level in Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but I do worry about exactly how active going to be.
The lawnmower, mowing on its own, bursts through the front door of the Pockets house, chasing Harold down, who tragically spills his beer.
I can't remember exactly when it was where I decided to just kind of start hamming things up a bit more, but I'm glad I did. It's just so much fun.
It tears through his living room, following him out the back, and launches into his face. Which means when Dr. Angelo gets back home, he's quite surprised by the police presence next door. With everyone's favorite typecast police officer, Troy Evans, here to play Lieutenant Goodwin. Of note, yes, the police response here is also not only from the story, but many lines are taken from the story, but many lines are taken word for word from the Stephen King original.
Okay, there we go. See, how harsh is that cut?
Story, but many lines.
There's a bit of a harsh cut there. Smooth it out.
From the story, but many lines.
There we go. Smoothed out. And when I'm quickly inhaling to continue speaking, when I do just naturally do that, it sounds normal and natural, but when I cut from one part to another and it goes straight from the inhaling sound to the talking sound, it just, there's a little oddness to it. The smoothing it out, it's not as obvious.
I feel the need to point this out because, likely due to the fact that they did legit just take the name and slap it on a movie that they were already working on, there is a general consensus going around that the Lawnmower Man movie has absolutely nothing to do with the original short story. And there is a surprising amount of that story in the movie, if you know where to look.
Okay. No, you son of a bitch. I didn't want to grab the audio level. Okay. Ah, crap. I didn't want to... There. Okay, I stopped fucking up long enough.
But as the officer explains to Dr. Angelo about the weird murders, suddenly he corrects himself. Weird accidents! Honestly, wild how people can just mow themselves to death. In the meantime, Job sneaks into the Angelo house, plugs himself in, and walks around some abstract churchyard, and, oh, would you look at that? He's mind-controlling Caroline. As he rushes downstairs. Caroline.
There was another part where I used a pronoun, and I'm like, it's not obvious who I'm talking about. Yes, the video will make it more obvious, but may as well make the words make sense.
As Dr. Angelo rushes downstairs, he finds that Job is freaking out again because he's also still in virtual reality.
Here we go. Ah, yeah, okay, I did want to... Okay, I know what I'm doing. Man, I'm thirsty. 2,500 hours in Dead by Daylight? God damn.
But not really. It's kind of half in, half out. Now, what am I trying to explain anything for? It's magic. I don't know how to explain shit.
Heather Langenkamp and Miko Hughes in one picture for New Nightmare? Nice.
Job still tries, though, talking about the growth of virtual reality with the enthusiasm of Zuckerberg, that it's going to be everywhere, it's a new dimension, yada yada. Important part is he intends to head back to the lab to transcend physical reality and become one with the machine.
That he does. Load up Dino plushie. I'm lost. I know Heather Langenkamp.
So his evil plan is to simply be as annoying as possible.
Going to just make all the phones in the world ring at once.
Anyway, it's time to... Anyway, it's time to set up the final conflict. Job ties Dr. Angelo up, and the bad military guys show up for Job. But he sends mind-controlled Caroline at them instead,
right.
who shoots them. So they shoot her.
It's been forever since I watched New Nightmare. I gotta watch that again. I had some movies I was lined up to watch again just because I want to feel better. That's just, when I'm feeling especially crappy, it's good to sit down and watch Phantom of the Paradise. It helps put things in perspective, I feel like. Also, it's been a long time since I sat down and watched Fiddler on the Roof. That was just, one of the ones that is linked well with my mother, and she'd been gone for a while, and I haven't watched that movie in a while, and it's just like, I'm trying to convince Charlie to watch Fiddler on the Roof with me, and she's like, well, what the hell's it even about? And I'm like, life, woman!
Is a big no really necessary? I mean, did she like you? Even slightly? Well, I'll tell you one thing that wasn't necessary. Her sacrifice. Because Job can just do his special effects and take out the last two of them without any trouble whatsoever. But how will he reach the lab? Ride from Terry. Get a ride from Terry. I have no idea if he's being mind-controlled or not, or maybe he's just that drunk. But oh look, the Parkettes are back and they rescue Dr. Angelo from his bind.
How long has it been since I've seen Alien Origin? I think I have kept that off since reviewing it. I did watch my Alien Origin review again a few years ago, and it was bringing back some painful memories. But I was just like, my god, this fucking movie.
Now he can join the climax. But this is a 90s climax, and he's just a non-violent scientist. However, it just so happens that the bad guys came with a crate full of C4 with detonators already attached. How convenient! Oh, but the lab has security now all of a sudden. Now that Job's superpowers allow him to summon a massive swarm of low-fidelity bees. That allows him and Terry to slip in unharmed. Well, mostly.
Hey, just shoot Terry. Like, the one guy that Job doesn't notice somehow, even though he's like omniscient at that point. He just happens to not notice the one guy who does shoot Dud, and it kills Terry.
I guess that ties up that loose end. Anyway, Carla brings Dr. Angelo down to the lab, and it's...
How did I get so good at speaking? I don't know. Wakarimasen.
I guess that ties up that loose end. Anyway, Carla brings Dr. Angelo back down to the lab, and Peter as well, because it's impossible to find a sitter in this short of notice. Speaking of short notice, we only got like 15 minutes of movie left. So Job straps into the ER, Dr. Angelo starts setting bombs left and right, and all the adrenaline must have been in bombs left and right.
Come on, grab the thing.
And all that adrenaline must have been exhausting for Carla, who conks out long enough for Peter to head over to the lab looking for Job. But how's he doing?
Unlink. There we go. And that one chip challenge was... it's like I do that one chip challenge and I'm like, oh god, that sucked so much ass. But maybe it'll pick up a bit of steam on YouTube. And then is like the next bit of news is child dies from one chip challenge, and they're going to cancel doing those anymore. I was like, well, it's good to know that YouTube is going to make sure that no one chip challenge videos do well now. God damn it.
Right? And all that adrenaline must
I don't want to see more Asylum found footage movies. That's not something that I feel like is missing in my life. What's they have like a Paranormal Entity, I think, is the series I do.
Man, I've heard of games that really suck you in, but this is a whole other level.
Isn't it more of a Pacific? No, I did Atlantic Rim. I did. Not. I mean, there's Transmorphers, but I think that the found footage is like Atlantic Rim. Or was Atlantic Rim the Transformers ripoff, and Transmorphers was the Pacific Rim ripoff? They just try and keep us on our toes.
But oh, would you look at that? Dr. Angelo cut off the network from accessing the World Wide Web. That means Job's stuck in there. Doubly so, as his body is a pile of game fuel powder and Cheeto dust from this point. So, Dr. Angelo, jumps into VR with him, despite him having no way of getting Job out, not wanting Job to get out, wanting to keep him in the mainframe, and having set bombs that would blow the whole place and Job with him. Why? Oh, what am I saying? So this could happen. Yeah, just gotta trap himself in VR at the mercy of a mad cyber god while time bombs are taken down all around him. The battle of two intellectual giants, everybody.
Wait, the Transmorphers series is still going? Please tell me that they made another frickin' Battle Star Wars. That's the one I actually liked. Or, you know, the Omega Man. What's the Asylum been up to? That's the only Battle Star Wars was the 2020 Battle Star Wars. It would have popped up here if it was like sequel to Battle Star Wars showing anywhere, so no. Oh. 2025 Armageddon? What? Crossover film featuring all of the Asylum's monsters. Wait. Wait a minute. Wait just a ding dang old minute here. I know a lot of these guys. Yeah. So yeah, they got the did Sharknado make a shark or is it giant? The ape versus monster. They got the. Okay. Come on, let me. Ooh, son of a. Okay. It is the ape. There's the monster. There's the Sharknado. There's the Atlantic Rim dudes. Can't quite make out this low resolution ass. Okay. Oh, you've seen that one is quite the trip. I have to frickin' see it now. God damn it. Damn it. Why can't they just make another Battle Star Wars? I was invested. This is the one Asylum movie I want in my life, is a Battlestar Wars 2.
Job finds out about the bombs, but whoopsie, now that he's an amalgamation of algorithmic abominations, he can't affect the real world anymore. And no bother, just means he's got a time limit to find an exit out of the mainframe, and Dr. Angelo can blow the fuck up. Who cares?
Road Wars Max Fury. Well, I'm thinking like the Asylum, when they do their ripoffs, they tend to have some originality in the script. So there is still potential for something there. Usually it's wasted, but there is potential for something. And I feel like a Mad Max style Asylum movie could work. Like the I Am Omega actually kind of worked for me. So if they get some, okay B-list actors in there, and someone who's putting the script together who's just trying to have fun with it, it might work. Or it could be terrible. An Asylum movie is like a box of like the Jelly Belly Birdie Box ever flavored beans, except like 98% of them are like vomit and earwax and soap and just all that. And 2 of them in there are like there's pear, and then there's like cherry. Like, they're not even good ones, but they're, like, acceptable. And it's once you get through all the rest of that crap, you get the pear, and it's like, hey, all right. I could eat more of that. So I want pear 2, okay? That's what I want. That's what I want out of my life. That's good. Okay, the YouTube channel stuff hasn't really been working out lately. I'll make that as my new drive in life, the new thing driving me forward. I need to get the Asylum to make Battlestar Wars 2.
What's this? His one and only friend will also blow the fuck up. Who also lives on that planet that Job intends to subjugate completely, but details.
Yeah, it's not like Peter was not going to be a victim of Job in one way or another, but now suddenly is like...
Point is, the identifiable victim effect kicks in, and he can't let Peter die. Thus, he releases Dr. Angelo, allowing him to finish off the climax the best way the 90s can, running away from a huge explosion. Therefore, happy ending. I mean, everything's blown up and Dr. Angelo's wife is dead, but you know who else is dead? Carla's husband, allowing Dr. Angelo to just slide right in and take that role, with that bonus-loving son Peter to boot. How convenient. Now all that's left is to be cautious of how VR will change the world in the future. Oh, and Job survived and won. The end. Anyway, that was The Lawnmower Man. It's a classic.
Go slide that in there, delete that, save. Totally spoiling the review. I mean, yeah, but it's different when it's all together. Thousands of people watch that instead of, like, 19? Has my phone ever died during a filming session? I make sure the batteries are good before I get going. Like, my little field recorder here, it takes AA's or AAA's, and it doesn't give a very good indicator of how much battery it has left. The batteries do last a very long time, But if I just start it up and it's telling me immediately that the battery capacity is like halfway, I change the batteries. Because I can't risk that it's just gonna be like, nah. I'm just like, no, get those batteries out of there. Put new batteries in there. That reminds me, I need new batteries. Dang it.
Science fiction about Science fiction about emerging technology that emerges within our lifetime and never quite lives up to the hype is effectively a genre in its own right. A glorious, cheesy action horror soup of ridiculous presumptions. In that, The Lawnmower Man is no different, with virtual reality being looked at only realistically enough to try and appear like it could exist in reality, but in practice, the rules established for VR make next to no sense and are effectively magic. Now, the movie goes out of its way to explain that, yeah, that is what the legend spoke of as magic, and we just got it back thanks to the eye tracking and foveated rendering. Anyway, as far as the overall plot goes, I rather like The Lawnmower Man. The characters feel believable. The characters feel like The Lawnmower Man. The characters feel believable, and while we do have a tag-along kid we're supposed to get invested in, he doesn't overstay his welcome on screen or anything. The other pill of The Lawnmower Man, though, is the cliches. Oh boy, do tropes love to pop in and drive the plot when the time comes. Don't worry about the battle of geniuses being too cerebral to follow. This movie's got handy-dandy C4 delivered right to your door. So what that leaves us with is a rather unique tale, a familiar story with well-presented characters using a unique twist that taps into the hot topic of the 90s, VR, as well as the primal fear of the unknown, and it's all held together with a generous slab of gunfire, explosions, and cartoonish cliches. But somehow, it works. Coming in at 3 angry calls from Stephen King's lawyers, out of 5.
Here we go. Don't mess with that thing. Okay. Summer of Maine? No. I'm regrettably late on starting my summer special, but I am going to be doing the summer of Chucky.
Man, the characters.
Man.
Door. So what that leaves.
Great at making and editing music? I don't know. I just kind of punch the drums. I
wish I could explain it better, but there's really nothing like The Lawnmower Man. Except for those mountain. I wish I could explain it better, but there's really nothing like The Lawnmower Man. Except for those mountains of movies that follow the same tropes, but don't involve VR. Thank you all for watching. I have been Decker Shado. And remember, rest your Pierce Brosnan periodically, removing his shirt so he can breathe and provide him plenty of whiskey.
There we go. And there's that chunk. Now for the big chunk. Well, not. Let me see. I gotta pull out the review. Oh, no, that's not right. Okay. Here we go. Now I gotta get all the. Actually, for this, first I gotta get the. Gotta get the backgrounds for the opening and the little clips there. So for that, let's see. Chop that, remove the audio there, and I can work with this bunch here. What is good background to start with. Kind of works for everything, all things considered. The hands are very Lawnmower Man, but at the same time, it's like, if it's just the background, I don't want them there, but that big glob in the front is a little bit annoying. But that's just kind of how it is. Can't really do anything about that. Okay. Now... gotta move this stuff over. There it is. Okay, now that's the problem with this. I don't know if it's still like that, but the... ah, crap. Yeah, this is an issue I didn't prepare for. Well, I can fix it immediately. It's just, I forgot I had to take care of this. There. I need room for the background. Okay. So, that there. And we gotta scale it up, because we got... okay. 105% is enough. Now, I don't think we need to do the color matching here, but... the... no. Okay, 0, 0. Get a little bit of that, and let's just increase the saturation a tad for this particular shot.
Hello World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado.
I think I'm a little bit light. Drop exposure, increase contrast.
Hello World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado.
There we go. So that's a good background for that the introductory chunk. So just slap that on each of those. Get each of them to 105. And then copy the Lumetri color over here. Paste it there. And paste it there. There we go. Oh. Okay, let's see. Virtuosity? Virtuosity. Trying to remember. Okay, let's see. Now, I'd like to try and have things that match what I'm saying.
The Lawnmower Man from 1992. While some editions say it's based on the Stephen King...
I'm just talking about the movie a bit. So... just this part where Job comes out of here. That's a good opening clip, I think. All right, let's see.
The Lawnmower Man from 1992. While some editions say it's based on the Stephen King short story of the same name...
now that was 7 seconds long. I don't like going over 10 seconds, mainly because that's what I did forever to try and keep it from being hit with the YouTube copyright thing. That doesn't really work anymore. There's nothing works anymore. So it just, just kind of whatevs. Yeah, I don't want to have too much absolutely given away when I'm not saying too much yet. So.
The truth is that New Line Cinema simply got the movie rights to the Stephen King story, then slapped their name on another movie they were already making. Got the movie rights to the Stephen King story, then.
Okay, now we're talking about cyber gods, so I should have something high tech. Oh, crap. Ah, man. That should be good. Movie synopsis: when a virtual reality simulation created using the personalities of multiple serial killers manages to escape into the real world, an ex-cop is tasked with stopping its reign of terror, starring Denzel Washington. God, what year? Because is that 90s as well? This is unnecessarily virtual reality.
Then slap their name on another movie they were already making, Cyber God. So.
Okay. Grab these, move them here. That's really not important, you could say, but makes it easier to keep an eye on what's going on. All right. Came out in 95. All right. In lore, how did you get into the Candyland? That's the what's the word I'm looking for here? That's the virtual reality thing that Dr. Angelo going in. Man, I didn't have dinner. Wait a minute. What's going on? My OBS is being weird. Okay. I did not really have dinner, and I am hungry.
What we did get is one of the examples of how VR obsessed the 90s truly were, as The Lawnmower Man is a story about virtual.
A nice establishing shot here. Candyman reboot? I don't know.
What we did get is one of the examples of how VR obsessed the 90s truly were, as The Lawnmower Man is a story about.
That's a much better shot there.
About virtual reality, the strange, mystical future technology that will change.
Okay, it's all flashy.
That will change life as we know it! Probably.
Bad CGI gator. I just it's like There's some bad blood there.
Mystical future technology that will change life as we know it. Probably sometime around the distant future year of 2001.
How many seconds was that? 8 seconds up.
But the tech could be used to enhance brain power or even control minds.
What's a good control minds evil little well, that's a good shot of sinister, evil, kind of turning in the chair, ominous, nice and ominous, omens. Cyberspace, another one I like starring Denzel, is Fallen. Fallen. Ah, jeez. I gotta watch more movies.
Or even control minds. Or it took until the 2020s for it to come out, and when we finally did get it, they can't even get feet right. But nevertheless, let's take a look at the Lawnmower Man. Just as soon as we take a shot of Dramamine.
Go, take that, move that down there, save. Now Ominous is gonna say I said his name. Oh boy, okay. Get that done, and chop that, bring that back out to get all the audio back. Now, see, I've given this about 3 minutes. I've got a couple minutes. I should probably give that a little more space. Just a little. There we go. I'm going to have to keep moving it more and more forward each time. Actually, if that's the case, then this is going to be over a half hour long of a review. Well, it might be. It was 28 kilobytes for this script, so that tends to mean a half-hour review. The Langoliers? Oh, yeah. I did a Stephen King drinking game episode of The Langoliers. God, how fucked up did I get on that one? I can't really remember much of the movie. I just remember, like, being incredibly drunk. Let's see. Did I? Okay. Slight issue here. I talked about the one thing that is not there. So. I think I know what to do. There it is. Okay. So I have the file of the Lawnmower Man that I had ripped from Gale frame size. Warning, the unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyrighted work is illegal. Criminal copyright infringement, including infringement without monetary gain, is investigated by the FBI and is punishable by up to 5 years in federal prison and a fine of $250,000. Well, that's fantastic. But you see, I'm doing this as part of my job with fair use in there. Therefore, it's okay. There's a clause in the DMCA that says so. Anyway, this was just a direct cut from my PlayStation 3 because I couldn't get the damn thing to rip right for the longest time. So yeah, I could just take a snapshot here. And then I can just get rid of that one. Take it out of the library entirely. Snapshot over. Yeah, it's just a still part that I'm talking about here. So it's not super important that I have a video feed of it going.
Well, first let's point out, hey, this is the director's cut. About half an hour longer, and some parts don't mesh quite perfectly. But don't let that bother you. With that out of the way...
Did I not get the... Let me check. Is there something I missed? Okay, no, I didn't miss anything. But I did miss smoothing out that little bump there.
Are you with that?
Okay. Whew. Wait, what am I doing? That's not a part. How long has it been since I edited a video? I'm fucking everything up. I'm getting everything. How many drives do I have to keep all the videos on? Oh, I just have the two drive. Well, I mean, I have a whole, I have hundreds of M disks that I've burnt, but my drives I keep relatively clean. Okay.
Had behavioral instability in the virtual battle simulations. What you're suggesting could destroy his mind.
There is no choice, Larry. They don't.
Okay, here it is. Here's the clip I'm needing.
They don't care about his intelligence enhancement. They want his primal range centers fully stimulated. He is to be battlefield ready.
They don't care about his intelligence. He's to be battlefield ready. That's the clip I need. Boom. Whew. Okay, so usually I go through and I just chop it all up, and then I start moving it over. But I've already gone this far. May as well just keep putting it together as I go. Hey, that's the problem. The audio is making it so this doesn't line up exactly right. So I gotta zoom in real close to get that right. So there's no... I mean, it would have just been a short bit of black before it fades from the darker to... It wouldn't have messed it up too bad, but I'd notice. It would annoy me.
With that out of the way, the movie can start proper with another text box explaining this newfangled virtual reality stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That way, if I just take this part of me and set some motion position, need to add that.
Bullet point.
Okay, add a keyframe there, go back to the first keyframe, drop myself down here, and then...
Bullet points, virtual...
There we go. I just kind of pop up there to say it's good.
Virtual reality just got invented. It's really cool, but it could be used for mind control somehow.
Okay. Wait, no. That... Yeah, that overlapped. There's no "Are you sure you want to overwrite" in Adobe Premiere. It's just it assumes you do, and it does it.
Also, hey, the main VR research Also, hey, the main VR Research Institute just so happens to be a military installation. Institute just so happens to be a military installation. The head of the project, Lawrence Angelo, played by Pierce.
I guess this is going to be a little bit.
The head of the project, Lawrence Angelo, played by
Going to be a little bit back and forth.
Pierce Brosnan, argues with Sebastian Timms, played by Mark Brinkelson, that the military should stop pushing for military applications for this technology. Angelo just wants to make the test chimp Roscoe smarter. Angelo just wants to make the test chimp Roscoe smarter.
Now, where does that go for? I gotta have it. Movie when I was a kid, never remember so much, and I found that it didn't exist. Finally found it. Spider Labyrinth used to scare the shit out of you. Remember, was there some baby turning into a spider? Wait a minute, what the?
They don't care about him.
Yeah, that's the problem there. If it cuts from that to that, then it's going to be too obvious.
Angelo just...
That's going to have a bit more of his face. Well, yeah, it's not going to be too obvious that it repeats a little bit of that. It's going to be more obvious if it cuts... It's going to be a harsh cut in the edit if it goes from one bit of that until... Actually, it's only 6... I could fix that. What am I doing? Okay. Instead of that, instead of repeating that little bit, I'm going to take this over here, and we've already cut out the part that would make the odd cut. We unlink this and stretch that back, and then there we go. And that is still a 7-second clip, so it's still within the time limit I give myself. Boom. It looks like a baby they call the Star Child. Oh, wait a minute, what? Star Child. Wait, Star Child. Okay, there's many different things with Star Child kind of things going on, because I remember a different movie that it, like... Okay. There's a lot of weird... I've seen some weird movies. Like, I haven't seen every movie. There's plenty of times when it comes to a movie and I'm like, God dang it.
Well, face it, you're already giving the chimp a gun. I'm on team military here. You don't need to go full...
Okay, so for that background, I should probably use the hallway. There we go. Okay. All right. Here, that there, make it bigger, and I need to be blue, and little lower saturation, more set, less exposure, higher contrast, lesser contrast. I don't want to be too dark against the background. Okay.
Well, face it, you're already giving the chimp a gun. I'm on team military here. You don't need to go full Planet of the Apes with this.
Alright. Like to see a review of Arachnophobia and Kingdom of the Spiders? Well, I couldn't do those back to back. Well, maybe I could now. Well, I'm still like I'm still mentally thinking about like don't do this on YouTube because it would be bad for the algorithm for this, that, the other. And I'm thinking like, well, spider movies. There's a good amount of my viewers who don't really like spiders and wouldn't watch that. But bitrate Z what? Audio streams current bitrate 0. What are you talking about? YouTube's being weird. YouTube being weird. According to YouTube, there is literally no data for my audio coming in right now. And in case you hear me saying anything, that means that YouTube's bullshitting. Lower than the recommended bitrate. 0. Yeah. 0 is pretty low. Hello, Dead by Daylight Forever. Hello, hello. Ooh. Just doing some video editing. Barely got 2 minutes of review finished. Great. Fantastic. Oh boy.
So it's on to the VR.
Okay, let's see. What's the next? Open door, get shot, wake up. Okay. Okay, so about here. That's a wonderful shot there. The glass trap? Wait, just a ding dang old minute here. What the heck? Let me look at the ant picture. You gotta have a bigger one than that. Okay. So, all right. Now that I'm zoomed in on that, man. Okay, we're talking about this level. This level. All right. Well, let's compare that to the Lawnmower Man in terms of CGI quality. Hello, Deoxys. Hello, hello. It kind of reminds me a bit of Eight-Legged Fruit. Anyway. This over here.
So it's on to the VR.
Alrighty, boom, boom, boom.
So it's on to the VR training, which looks absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, I needed the spinning monkey for absolutely ridiculous. That'd be perfect.
Looks Absolutely ridiculous.
I need more spinning monkey than that. The spinning monkey isn't. Dang it. Let me see. Can I have slightly more spinning monkey? No, that was the first frame of spinning monkey. Okay. Get to the last frame of spinning monkey.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, that works. To get the Ubisoft levels of UI on the screen here while we're at it. Family's going through some chaos. Oh boy. I hope things get better, turn around, all that fun stuff. Let's see. Increase my saturation and contrast. Drop the exposure a tad. Hint in some purple. No, not that much. No.
I mean, for 1992, it does look good. It's just, you know, there's 10 minutes of this stuff in the movie, and it cost $500,000 to make, and, well, Hellblade 2 it ain't.
There we go. And slide that over here.
But it's realistic enough for this ape, and with his increased intelligence and violent.
Let's start with the next bit of spinning monkey.
But it's realistic enough for this ape, and with his increased intelligence and violent video game training, he expertly picks the lock of his cage and knows just what to do. Get a gun? Get a gun? Shoot. Shoot. Shoot everyone and use handy dandy keycards to
Okay, get that there, that there.
the exit. Keycards to find his way to the exit.
I like the shot of the monkey, but I gotta have more of the sliding.
Keycards to find his way to the exit.
Yeah, that's a much better shot there. But I like the monkey going for. I like the monkey. I like the monkey. But we can't have everything. Can't have everything. We gotta make hard choices. Hard decisions of what makes the cut or not. I like how the monkey just shoots fucking everybody. It's just, come on. Monkey with a gun. What's not to love? Yes, I know he's a great ape, not a monkey. But Great Ape with a gun just doesn't have the same ring to it. Okay. This could be interesting. Right, it's got the war on TV. So, this. No, crap. Wrong one. Where is it? Come on, you little bastard. Okay. I'm gonna get this right. Alright. That out of there. And... okay. Now, need to have this work for myself. So, simple enough. Just gotta remove the tank with the power of AI. Now the tank's got a shadow as well. Ah! So tell it, generate nothing. Generate nothing there. If that fails, I could easily just stamp. But it seems to have worked. Okay. Save that. Also, let me... I'm doing this wrong. Okay. Duplicate layer. And delete that. That way we have ourselves a lovely, lovely free background. Like we have some transparency again. That way I can make a nice frame. Slight curve to it. There we go. There we go. All right. So, get Photoshop out of there. And then... oh, yep. Doing that wrong. Back over here. Center on here. Go over myself. Then we can be like, hey, I'm gonna have that there and oh, silly. Oh no.
Find his way to the exit.
Okay, good. It's I didn't break it.
Beam!
Okay, good. Ugh, brain. I dragged from the wrong place, but I got it right now. All right. that there, and then I get this here. And then I take myself and I scale myself down a tad. There we go. Now, turn myself blue with less contrast. There we go.
But it was all just a dream! Except that it actually wasn't, but, well, that's the transition they went for here.
There we go. Tara needs scritches. Here you go, Tara girl. Get some scritches. Yeah, it was an opportunity to have a little fun there. Just had to get rid of the tank from the background. Well, I guess that wasn't super necessary. The tank would have been behind me. It wouldn't have been intersecting or been weird. It's just something that would technically be in motion, but not in motion. So that's the only thing there. But still, got that out of there. Got myself there like, hey, look at me. I'm on TV. Woo! I'm so funny. Let's see. Oh, I didn't frickin' go back to that. I'm a smart with my brain parts. Yeah, I just...
But it was all just a dream! Except that it actually wasn't, but, well, that's the transition they went for here.
I know how stream work with I have camera. I know. I really need to have dinner. I really need to eat. I am so freaking tired. It is about quitting time almost. We got like 20 minutes before I usually...
Because the next thing you know, Dr. Angelo gets a call and wouldn't you know it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Larry, it's Tim's.
Yeah.
Your chimp's dead.
What?
It tried to escape.
When?
Okay. Not the most honest to exactly what's going on, but the part of him getting up out of bed matches well with what I'm saying. It's not misrepresenting the movie to some sort of egregious degree. I don't want to ever have a point where I'm saying something's happening that's not. He does get a call, he does get up. This way it's positioned here, it looks like he's getting up in response to the call, which is not what is happening. But like I said...
Because the next thing you know, Dr. Angelo gets a call and wouldn't you know it?
Yeah.
Larry,
Okay, this is a bit quiet.
Tim's.
Yeah.
Your chimp's dead.
What?
It tried to escape.
When?
It's only a little quiet, but we have to hear the back there, so... amplification. We might need to do a hard limiter as well, just to keep it from making him go in the red while we can hear the background. Amplify...
It's dead.
What?
It tried to escape.
When?
Oh, he's the center.
Larry, it's Tim's.
Yeah.
Your chimp's dead.
No, goddamn. I want to link this. Dang it.
What?
It tried to
Unlink sliders. Left and right.
escape.
When?
Okay, that's bad.
Yeah.
Larry, it's Tim's.
Yeah.
This is not. Oh no.
Your chimp's dead.
What?
It tried to escape.
When? Yeah.
Your chimp's dead.
What?
Okay, he's still coming through in the red a bit. Not gonna.
Hello.
Larry, it's Tim's.
Yeah.
Your chimp's dead.
What?
Turn that down a tad on the left and right.
Larry, it's Tim's.
Yeah.
Your chimp's dead.
What?
It tried to escape.
When?
There we go. Didn't need to use the limiter after all. Whew. Okay. If I couldn't get him to not peak the audio, then I would have had to have pulled out the audio limiter to prevent that from happening. But I was able to get the audio from the phone loud enough to actually hear, which is also somewhat misrepresentative of exactly how it goes in the movie, but I'm trying to point out this stuff. And it's hard to point out this stuff when no one can fucking hear it. Hello, Gunther's man. Hello, hello. Still got a lot of editing to go, dang it. But, fortunately here, I can... Come on. Control, click. Oh, you son of an ass. Shift click. Oof. I can take that and go like boom, boom, boom. And then I can go here and be like, hey, how about the motion and the color? That's control click. Boom. There it is.
Fun fact, in the direct...
When?
Fun fact.
Okay, that was just a weird thing in the editor flashed for a second. It's not actually a one frame problem. Yeah, the frame's fine. Zoomed in all the way. It's lined up fine.
To escape.
When?
Fun fact, in the director's cut, he's not actually dead yet. Also, this particular goof only actually exists in the 2017 Blu-ray re-release of this movie. So that tells you which version I got.
Yet I still said blue way. God damn it. Well, there's no turning back now. There's no turning back now. Ain't that right, Tara? Ain't that right? We're just gonna have to deal with the fact that half of the comments are gonna be about how I don't know how to say blue way white. Okay, Deoxys. Okay.
We've got a whole other scene included in the director's cut that very much expresses the chimp.
Right, next thing is... Battlefield ready. Get shot. Chimp's dead. Try to escape. Got the bad guys. We could hide in my shed. No one could find you there. Okay, that's the next bit.
Is that the bad guys? We could hide in my shed, Cyberman. Nobody could find you there.
Okay, he's peaking a little bit. The audio's a little bit loud on that clip. It's just, you know, standard movie problem of... you got your whisper quiet parts and you got your explosively deafening parts.
In my shed, Cyberman.
Okay, still peaking.
We could hide in my shed, Cyberman. Nobody could find you there. Is that the bad guys?
Okay. Here we are. Like a peek behind the curtain and given. Intrigued by this form of multitasking. I really need to get this dang review edited so bad, and that my days have been like taken up by so much stuff, and it's like, it's streaming time. It's like, but I have to edit. Please. I know normally I wouldn't be editing this late anyway, but I really have to do this.
We've got a whole other scene included.
Okay, there we go.
We've got a whole other scene included in the director's cut that very much expresses the chimp is still alive.
It'd be funny to see the doppelganger get poorly VFX shot to death by the end. Oh, God, what was that review? It was one of the ones in, like, season 1, where I was really proud of it, actually. It came out looking really good. I was using Power Director for that one. But it was one of the ones where I'm sitting on the couch, the original couch, with the red wall and everything. And the camera changes, and there's me coming in from walking in the front door, and just standing there, like smiling and looking at me. And then I'm on the couch and I'm looking annoyed, and I'm just pull that Nerf gun and shoot myself, and I just immediately go like agonizing kind of scream, and then this kind of burn effect just erases me. And there was just a certain way I layered the effects and the other stuff to get that to work in Power Direct. I was really happy with the overall way that came out. Probably a good idea every once in a while. Yeah.
Way to it. Still alive, as yes, he was shot, but he managed to escape and find his way to a church, where he runs into
Here we go.
Where he runs into the landscaper, Job Smith, played by Jeff.
When I say played by, I like it to have a close-up if
Smith.
possible.
Played by Jeff Fahey. Job believes this to be Job believes this to be Cyberman, his favorite comic book hero. However, the ape is ready to kick off Caesar's revolution. But Bright Eyes over here isn't the least bit threatening, so he changes his mind. But what's this? Helicopters circle above!
A couple frames there. Okay, it's just that close there, so I can cut off that one frame of silence there. Nice clean cuts. There we go. Does this mean that technically Lawnmower Man is part found footage? Oh, God. Why do you gotta give that idea to me?
Is that the bad guys? We could hide in my shed, Cyberman. Nobody could find you there.
I like how in their training this chimp to be very smart and like to kill people, they also got him to learn that, yeah. Mm-hmm. Damn right. Oh, but yeah. It is time, guys. I'm afraid it is time. Oh, I am glad that I got as much edited as I did. But fuck. Only about 4 minutes into final editing. It looks like it's going to be a half hour. Finish it. But it is quitting time for the streaming. But it was nice seeing y'alls. And hey, guess who else is streaming right now? Yes.
But it was all just a dream!
Thank you very much, Shaka Shasta. Shala Shaska. Thank you. Thank you very much for the sub. The heck is... Oh, people are streaming the debate. Oh, well, that's fantastic. But, well, Bolt is playing some Elden Ring. She's in the DLC having a grand old time. She got a dubia. What's she doing with a dubia? She got Terra on her hat. Okay, she playing in the dark here. She got her dark mode going on. You can raid Polta, my fiance. Have a nice time. Nice time. Whew. And those of you watching on the YouTube, well, I mean, I can't raid on YouTube, so just gonna have to keep in mind that if you wanna hang out with my fiance as she plays some Elden Ring, smokes her V doobie. Well, you're just gonna have to figure out how to get there on your own.